Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is general or collective, so parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and just leave the rest. This is also a timely reading. If you're watching it at this time, it is perfect for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That can give you further clarity as to the situation now. All right. Whoa, we have quite the reading going on here. The underlying energy is the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups energy is talking about some sort of celebration happening here. These people are toasting each other. Having said that, quite often this card, it's not my favorite card because no one is intimate with each other. Like, they're not toasting each other. They're toasting an event or something that's happened. And quite often this can represent gossip and slander. The cups in tarot represent the energy of love. And sometimes quite often it's romantic love, but it can be love of anyone or anything. And it can also be love of something you love to do or be. The problem with this card is when people are toasting this way, they're more toasting an event or something that's happened than each other or being happy for each other. In a lot of cultures, particularly in Europe, if you toast in this manner, they'll freak out on you. They have a very deep superstition that if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, that it causes 7 years of bad luck in your love life. So they will be like, look me in the eye, because it's not just your romantic life that suffers, it's theirs as well. And so this energy, it is a celebration. I try to reserve judgment on it. I find that a lot of times this is talking about a third-party energy in romantic love, but we will give them a chance and hope that they are actually celebrating something that is happy for you. All right, for the collective. And so we have the guiding star for the oracle underlying energy. And this is use your intuition. This is the crown chakra energy. And in the background, all of those little stars are representing this crystal. It's a Super 7 crystal, and it has the energy to bring all the chakras together so that you're in alignment for your health, wealth, happiness, and moving forward on a spiritual as well as a physical level. And so the guiding star is talking about your North Star energy, following your North Node so that you're on your destined path. And then we have this energy of the Six of Swords. So swords in tarot, we have a lot of sword energy to start this off. Like, it's pretty wild energy here. It's talking about the element of air. And basically this is about thoughts. The swords represent your mental intelligence and discipline of your mind. In the first card here, we have this adult and child together with no baggage on this boat. And you notice there's rough water here. And rough water in tarot quite often represents volatile emotion, mixed emotions, and sometimes like a chaotic energy. So this is saying that you want to get out of the rough water and move on to calmer shores. The conveyor here is representing, the meditation and prayer that takes you to the Most High to quiet your mind and allow you to have some peace. Quite often, the conveyor has to dig very deep with this long pole to push out of the mud. So this is saying that you're having to really dig deep within yourself to overcome fears maybe that you've had since your childhood. This quite often represents an energy of inner child healing and doing meditation and prayer to heal your inner child. And to ask the Most High for empowerment in that area. So there could be something left over from your childhood that is causing a lot of anguish for you at this time, because we have this energy here as well now. And this is the Eight of Pentacles, or Eight of Swords, sorry. And this is talking about someone who feels duty bound. You know, she's all bound up and she has a blindfold on. So it's like someone who doesn't want to have to really take a look at the problem or can't see a viable solution that is satisfactory. Quite often she's feeling bound up because it's regarding people that, and maybe even places that, or things that she loves to do. All of that energy like is attached to whatever the problem is. So again, we have, I feel at one point there was way more water here, and now it's starting to dissipate. She's managed to put 7 thoughts behind her. And I feel like, you know, you can see her right foot she's taken a step forward, and she is on dry ground here, but her left foot is still in this shallow puddle. Now, that's not saying that her emotions are shallow, but there's way less emotion than when she first started dealing with this problem and trying to figure out, how am I going to deal with this? This is like being in a mental prison, like something that you're overthinking and just don't know what to do. But she does have this one sword that I feel she's going to grab, cut herself free from this. There's nothing really physically stopping her from moving forward here. It's more about her thoughts, about not knowing which direction to go. You notice behind her here is her castle. And this is sometimes saying that she has her back to it. And so this can be talking about having to leave your comfort zone and sometimes your actual home, maybe people that you love, you know, that you grew up with, that type of energy, like, or a family that you yourself have, you know, like with a significant other. And so this is an energy of having put 7 thoughts behind her, and this is the one she settled on. And when she's ready, she's going to take the blindfold off, cut herself free, you know, take the blindfold off and take action. She's almost there. And the 7 swords behind her can also represent the thoughts that other people are having behind her back. So it's a very uncomfortable situation. And then we have this energy of the 9 of swords. So we're going from 7, 8, 9, or 6, 8, 9, sorry. And this is talking about, you know, a never-ending nightmare. This has been going on for quite some time, it looks like. And maybe keeping her up late at night, not, you know, being caught in that thinking loop. Sometimes, though, this can represent having gone and asked God for assistance, and now you have the answer. It comes over you, the Holy Spirit comes over you and gives you advice, or you get advice. You have a dream that feels very real, and in that dream you're shown like consistent steps of action to be able to move out of this energy and the steps to take. So this can talk about both. Like this could be like you've been in a never-ending nightmare that you feel you can't get out of, and now you've, you know, prayed and meditated, done some healing, and you're ready now to get out of this energy and move forward with with your insight that you get. And this is really talking about using your intuition here. So it's really pulling into that energy. The quilt on the bed has cosmic symbols on it, and it says basically that the universe has your back covered. And but you're going to have to get out of bed and leave your comfort zone. It's not a comfortable situation, but there is a way out. We have the Emperor here now. So the Emperor is someone that embodies the qualities of all 4 kings from the Minor Arcana. He is a very high level performance individual. He's considered to be very wise, and people will go to him for advice. So this could be that type of energy. When I say he's high-level performance, he even wears his armor underneath his robe here. So in a moment's notice, if there's like an opportunity or there's something that, you know, like if he has to get up and fight or he has to do what he has to do, he will be, you know, he's ready. The thing about the Emperor is that he doesn't normally have to fight very often. He is very much alpha male energy. And it's talking about being in an energy of, you know, not many beta males are going to approach him in a fighting manner because they've seen what happens. He'll clean people's clocks. He's very experienced, and whatever career or whatever he's involved in, he's at that, at the uppermost level. He doesn't fight because he doesn't need to. He has so much life experience. The thing about the Emperor, sometimes his energy can be very controlling, a my way or the highway type of energy. And then we have this saying, we have 6 pentacles and 1 here. So the 7 pentacles energy is talking about investing time, money, energy into a project or, into a relationship. It's the pentacle energy is representing the element of earth, and it's about earthly matters of the earth, like physical matter. And it's shaped like a coin because money, of course, matters when it comes to having a good life in the 3D world. This energy is talking about the element of earth. And you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. So this card can go 2 ways, basically. It can be saying that you put 6 pentacles of energy into something, your time, money, energy that you invested, and you only got 1 pentacle out of it. And so he's wondering, like, this is someone who is used to being successful. Like, this is 7 pentacles here. This is someone that, there's only 10 in the tarot. So he's like, why is this not working like it used to? Like, I put all of this energy in and I only got 1 pentacle out of it. And he's trying to figure out, what do I need to do differently? Or, what can I do differently to make this work? Or sometimes this can be, he only put 1 pentacle in and he got 6 pentacles out of it, which is what he's used to doing. But it's falling flat, and he's looking at it and it's like, whatever. It doesn't even, impress him anymore. He's kind of like, it falls flat. He's like, why? Like, normally I'd be so excited about this and I'd be feeling really happy and good about this. And all I can feel right now is just this energy of flat, like there's got to be something more to life than just this. So let's see what this is about. Okay, so we have the 10 of Wands. This card has been coming up a lot in the readings. It's talking about, when the wands represent the element of fire, and they're made of wood because wood fuels fire, and then that's about taking passionate action. So this is the actions that you've taken, the seeds that you've planted towards the harvest that you want to bring in. This is talking about bringing your harvest in. And you can see here, it's very heavy and he's really burdened by it. Like it's almost like he wants to quit. I'm not going to make it home with my harvest. Now, sometimes this can also represent the burdens that you're carrying for other people and all the difficulties that have gone along with, bringing this harvest in. So what it's talking about here is sometimes it can be, if you've ever heard that saying, you can't see the forest for the trees, it's saying when you get so caught up in the details of something that you can't see the big picture anymore. And then you're like in this position of having to, like not being able to see that you're almost home. Like he can't see that he's this close to home. And this is talking about an energy that we get into sometimes. It's really, really common for people to be so close to their goal and then give up just before they get there. And so this card is saying, whatever you do, don't quit now. You're closer to your goal than you think, and it will work out, and you just need to keep going. It's also saying that if you're carrying burdens from other people that do not belong to you, you need to lay them down now. Like, just lay them out in the field there so that you can conserve your energy and move forward. And it's saying you might need to learn how to do things in a slightly different way, delegate some responsibility, that type of energy. Maybe, there's a better way to get your harvest home. Like if you have a truck or something and you could go get it and then bring it home that way. But in any case, don't quit. Keep going. That's the number one for that. And look at this. We have 8. Look at this. I like this. We've got 8 wands now taking action. Like, okay, so I feel that this is talking about, there was at least 2 wands here that were burdens from other people, and he's got 8 wands now that he's keeping. And so that would be his harvest. Like ideally, these would be so heavy because they're full of the fruit of your labors, and your harvest is so huge, you know. And so if you have 8 wands here, this could be representing that only 2 of them were burdens from other people, and you got it home. Like it's launched, it's already like boom, it's in the ground sort of energy. So the 8 of the wands that you planted have borne fruit for you. That's what I feel like it's saying. So that's good energy. It's saying that you're successful in getting it home. And then we have the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands energy is someone who's really optimistic and happy. So this could be talking about, you know, a shift in the energy now. You know, quite often if we put down burdens that don't belong to us, whoa, we didn't realize how heavy they were until we put them down. And so this is talking about this conception is of this action is bringing, I feel, this happiness in. I feel like there probably was a pretty good harvest here. And then we have, like, the Queen of Wands has this sunflower in her left hand, and it's representing the energy of happiness. The sunflowers, they turn their heads with the sun and follow the sun. And the sun in tarot represents, it's the happiest card in the deck because it's God's energy and it's your path. And so it sheds light on the rest of the reading. And I feel that like the Queen of Wands is talking about someone who is a natural beauty. She's considered to be very sexy and someone that's a lot of fun to be around because she generally follows her happiness. And there's this thin veil behind her, and this represents the thin veil between the spiritual and the physical realm, and also about using your intuition as well as your logic for creative solutions. And that's what she does. And that's why she's so happy, because she follows her happiness. She doesn't get too caught up in worry or in superstition. That's what her little black cat here represents. A lot of people won't have a black cat because they feel that they bring bad luck, but she doesn't believe in bad luck. She knows that she can, you know, she'll find a solution one way or another for anything. And we have a big transition coming. So I feel like, yeah, it's really interesting when you put a few burdens down, all of a sudden the energy moves into a transition. Now, a lot of times people get afraid of this card, but it's not a prediction that someone is going to pass over or something like that. This is talking about one cycle ending and a new cycle beginning, like a big transition in your life. And I feel like it's saying that the hardship, all of this really difficult energy is about to move forward. Now, sometimes this energy here can talk about someone who's been through so much challenge that they've now become like an emperor energy, high level performance. This is very much alpha male energy, but it still could be a female really digging deep to be able to be in that energy to get through some very challenging, you know, and physical, it looks like, situations. Or this could be an emperor that recognizes this. This could be the Queen of Wands energy, and now that she's gotten through this, maybe she went for advice to the Emperor, or something to do with that. You take it the way it makes sense to you. So this is talking about this hardship cycle being over with and being able to get back into your more optimistic, happy self. Yay. And so this is talking about the light at the end of the tunnel. And the Grim Reaper's coming through town. This older person is trying to barter with him. Don't come through our town. We don't want your change. But these 2 younger ones are going, yes, we do. They're like excited. There's a stranger in town. Maybe they're interesting. If you've ever lived in a small town, you'll know what that feels like. But this is talking about, you know, in the background, we see the sun again between these 2 pillars. So it's saying like the energy is becoming more happy, and death and rebirth, basically. Degeneration, regeneration. And even this young person, one of these, this young one here is handing the Grim Reaper a flower. And this is talking about the bloom of new life. We do have a king trampled underfoot here, but this isn't talking about an actual person. It's saying that some sort of cycle has come to an end. Some of the systems maybe that you were using are not working anymore, and you need to change them up a little bit. It can talk about governments falling, like, countries, there's so much happening in the world right now. It can talk about, even like situations we have here right now with the wildfires. And like, we're sort of in that situation where I'm at right now. There's a lot of smoke in the air. There's a lot of sadness. People have lost homes. But, it's challenging energy, but we know that at some point the sun will shine again and we'll be able to move forward. And we have the chariot energy. This is talking about moving forward on your destined path. So after all this hardship, it's saying this has put you like in the emperor's seat. Like now that you're really moving forward in a very strong way, and you're on the chariot's like a tank, tung, 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 it's running over obstacles. Out of my way, I'm on the chariot. And you notice there's no reins here, there's no need, because this chariot is on God's path. And you notice here in the background, you see here, we have that castle energy. So it's saying you might have to leave your comfort zone and leave situations, people, places, things behind that no longer have a place in your life, and that you're going to have the courage to be able to make that decision and be like the emperor, high performance. We're just going to do what we have to do here to be in that energy. Yeah, and you might be feeling really isolated and disassociated from a lot of people that matter to you, or there could be there's some sort of energy of isolation here, or not being part of the crowd anymore, not being part of society, feeling very isolated in your energy. This quite often can talk about tactics that are used to put people in this energy. When the snow represents, like, every snowflake is beautiful on its own, but when a whole bunch of snowflakes get together and then they add up, anyone can handle a flake or two. But if a bunch of people gang up and use tactics to cause someone to be feeling in this energy, then it can be really, really challenging. Like, snow gets very, very heavy to shovel after you've been doing it for a few months. And this person is on crutches, and he's also got this bell around his neck. And that's, in the old days, if they didn't have apps, so they would, if someone they thought that they might have a plague or something, they would force them to wear this bell, so that when they came to town, people would hear them for miles. And what happens then is the energy, this person is not going to, you can imagine it wouldn't be easy to find work, or even buy groceries or anything. And this person with him is barefoot in the snow. There's only 5 pentacles between them. So this is talking about not having enough money to sustain a household, but they are going past a church here. And this card sometimes can also say that if you're feeling isolated from family members or whatever's going on here, like, this could be your own, your significant other and that family, or your original family, friends, co-workers, peers, all of that energy. It could be so many things. Your community. This energy is saying that, sometimes when you feel that way, rejection is God's protection. So, and also that if you stick out like a sore thumb and you never fit in, and you're like, I never fit in, I've never fit in since I was little, and that's what you're trying to deal with. This energy is saying you're not meant to, you're meant to be a star. So you're not meant to blend in with all the other snowflakes. You're meant to stand out. And so rejection quite often is God's protection. And this could be representing going into, maybe they go into the church and they get respite and, get what they need to be able to move forward. And then we have the 9 of Cups. So this is saying definitely that moving into this energy. I feel the harvest actually was a pretty good harvest that came in. And this is talking about moving on back on your destined path and out of this isolation energy. You may have been like isolated or just wanted to be isolated away from people because you were really upset about something, or, you know, didn't want to be around other people. And now that energy, it's more like here we have someone on stage, like in the public eye again. And so this energy quite often can represent this star energy that you were meant to shine, and you are a star and you're on stage, and maybe you're in the entertainment industry. This could represent maybe being a public figure of some sort, you know, someone that other people know really well, or you have a platform, or it's some sort of energy like that. And this is talking about being on stage and everybody can see, hey, they're back out and about again. And you've got 9 cups here. And so there's only 10 in the tarot. So this is talking about being, you know, that your energy is really strong right now, and that you are quite likely to get that 10th cup, what you wished for. We can't tell, are these cups behind him on a shelf? Are they above his head in the now? Or are they forward and he's back and this is coming in the future pretty quick? You can see from his body language, like in body language, if you sit with your feet out like this, like open like that, it can represent leaking of like energy from your base chakra. So it's kind of like you've been through something and you feel drained, and that would be this energy here. But now, like, I do feel that the harvest was actually pretty substantial because you've got 9 cups here, and this is the promise of a better, you know, of getting what you want. And it's saying you're highly favored to do so. He does have his arms here in the form of an infinity symbol, which is talking about infinite potential. It's almost like he's a genie and he's about to nod, and then boom, all of a sudden everything comes in. So it's saying you're highly favored, but again, it's saying don't quit now, don't lose your focus, stay in your game because you're so close. Don't get distracted and get out. Quit or something silly like that. We have the Magician here. It's saying this is a huge energetic upgrade for you, and you're highly favored. We have this infinity symbol, 100% infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. And he's pointing to this energy right here. As above, so below, bringing all your thoughts from heaven, that all your gifts, that your godly given gifts down to earth, and that to create a beautiful garden. And this is talking about you have all the tools that you need on this bench. You just need to learn how to use them and put them into use. And the more you use them, the more you realize, the more efficient you become with them. You'll know which tool to use for which, job. And you may have noticed, if you've ever had a garden, if you leave the tools laying around in the garden, they don't get up and do the work for you. You have to put your own energy and effort into it for it to be an upgrade. We have the 3 of Pentacles energy here. Now, this is sitting on this energy here, and I feel like it's talking about a transition here that you've gone through. So this card is a mixed bag as well. It's kind of like this card where it's saying you are in an elevated position. Whatever you do, you're catching people's attention. They're saying, wow, they are really good at what they are doing. And, you've mastered a skill set. People are noticing. They want to negotiate with you. This is really good, awesome energy. And at the same time, it comes with a warning. I mean, there is a spotlight on your work and you are in an elevated position, but it's warning that, look, at these people that want to collaborate with you are coming in with plans of their own. So you need to make sure that when you're in this position, that you make sure you don't sign anything that is out of alignment with the way you want to live, what your lifestyle is. This quite often represents like people on stage, the entertainment industry, actors, actresses, musicians, bands, really talented athletes, some, artists, stonework, that type of energy. And, all you have to do is turn on the news and you'll see it's in the news all the time right now about all the energy of, those industries and what's been going on behind the scenes. We've had the files and we've been dealing with, and every day there's something else that comes out, it seems like. Another truth coming out about what's happened. So the warning is here that if you are going to collaborate with anyone, make sure that you have any contracts or agreements, have a lawyer look into those kinds of agreements, especially like in the entertainment industry. If you're a musician or they want to sign you up and put you on tour, that type of energy. If you're an athlete, these could be scouts that are coming and they want to give you a scholarship for their college or university, or better yet, you already got one of those and now they want you to come play for the team. So this is like really, really awesome energy. You're doing something that other people can do, but not many people would want to pay for to watch them do it like they would you. It's like really being at the top of your game. Make sure you get a lawyer who's at the top of his game or her game, that is, that they are knowledgeable about these kinds of contracts, to make sure that you don't sign anything or make an agreement that you regret later, that you didn't notice something in the fine print. Because quite often, in history, there's a lot of this energy where a lot of other people make the money and the artist themselves doesn't make that much at all. And this energy quite often can talk about secret society energy. The important thing to know about that is if there's a secret society energy, secret societies do not care about the individual so much as they do about the group energy. They have their own rituals, they have their own rules, and they really abide by those, and they expect others to do so. And so when you sign up with them, you're signing up not with just a couple people here, you're signing up with that society. So make sure that you don't sign anything until you have a lawyer that specializes in contracts and agreements of that kind. Look it over if that's getting into a business or whatever it is. And look at this, and then you should be happy and get that last cup. That's awesome. So this is talking about, again, like this energy of having everything, like having the life you love, that this is a good, solid deal. Like make sure that it's good, and then you'll have everything that you want. You're so close here, and now you have it. Look we have 10 cups. And you notice that this is in a rainbow. So this is saying like ultimate fulfillment in a perfectly imperfect world. Will you have like no hardships ever again? And like every second of every minute every day is perfect? No, because this is fulfillment in a perfectly imperfect world. But it is talking about, after having put all this time, money, energy, investing in it, that it does become very fulfilling for you. And you're at the top of your game. You're at the top of the pyramid here. And perhaps these people are celebrating for you. Yay, that's the second time that this card has come out, and it has been about that. So maybe this is a transition of moving into this energy where you've actually found your tribe, and these people are happy that you're at the top of the pyramid here. So we've got the use your intuition on that. We have this energy of, wanting to, being in a lot of chaotic energy and really not knowing which way to go, what to do. And this is talking about the need to heal like some inner child energy, something that maybe happened to you when you were younger and it's been holding you back. You do the work for that, and you kind of, it could be talking about stepping into this emperor energy where you become a high level performer after that, and then, you're highly desired here. And we have this major transition happening after you do this healing work, and you get back into your more happy-go-lucky self is the energy. And now you're on your destined path. And people that are collaborating with you are actually like, you've checked it out and it's a really good offer. everything you've ever wanted, basically. So this is a huge offering. We have the magician here, and the magician is pointing as above, so below. So you can have this when you stay focused here. Like don't give up. Don't quit. You're so close to getting what you want. And life is going to be, you're going to find that the results are going to be good for you. Just make sure that you check into it properly. Really, really awesome energy. Yay. This is a good reading. I am going to clarify this for those of you who want clarification. And this is from my oracle, Tales from the Vector. The numbers on the cards here represent the energy of, or the paintings as they are listed in my oracle. In my gallery on my, on my website. And this is talesfromthevector.com. Okay, so we have the numbers here. I will put in the description box below in the order that they appear. And you can check it out if you want to. We have the devil to begin with. So the devil is talking about some sort of temptation coming in. Maybe to cut corners or something here, or someone has. Interesting, because there's some sort of energy here. I feel like this is an energy where you have to decide that if you want to get ahead, you're going to have to make some, step away from some situation or from people from your past, because they're not benefiting you at this time. Let's see what's going on here. This is talking about temptation of some sort. So use your intuition. And then we've got this card here again. So we'll see here. Whenever the devil energy comes up, this is temptation and it's manipulative. So I always check to see the next card up to see what minion does the devil send in to do his dirty work? Or like, can we get some idea of what's going on here? And does God step in and cover you for it? And we have denial. What I don't know won't hurt me. So I feel like maybe you were trusting people that were in your inner circle that you've known for a long time, or have been in your inner circle for a long time. And it did hurt you because there was something you didn't know. And you had to make this very difficult decision to cut yourself free from this energy and move on. And be like the thing is, I feel that this has put you into this emperor energy where you had to do what you had to do to be able to stay on your destined path. And it was having a really negative effect on your lifestyle. Like really, really, really hard on your ability, your happiness, everything about the way you were living. So we have the Scorpio energy here. This is talking about the people around you can elevate you, or sometimes that energy can be conquering. Scorpio energy at its finest has the ability to really unite people towards a common cause. And a Scorpio is really, really good with their words, and that's what the swords are about. The swords are talking about, the word is in the middle of the two S's. So it's about being able to, someone who's a master of words and being able to use words to either elevate or to use them as weapons. And it also can talk about if you give your word to someone or someone gives their word to you and then they don't follow it up with the correct action, that, their word is useless then. And I feel it's some sort of energy. I just want to say, when I have horoscope signs come in my readings, I'm not looking to designate a certain person or, say, oh, it's a Scorpio that did it. It's not, I'm more interested in looking at a situation of each of the signs, and what every sign has its strengths and weaknesses, and we can learn a lot. If you ever get your birth chart done, you have all of the signs in there somewhere, and you can learn a lot about yourself by learning about these different energies, and also, having a better understanding of other people. Every sign has its specialty, basically. And so Scorpio energy is very good at uniting with words. And then at times you have to remember Scorpio is, the glyph is a scorpion. And they can really sting when the words go the other way. We have the Cancer energy here, and I do feel that this is talking about this energy here, just so you know, in this situation, just because this is talking about, it's talking about, using the words gossip, slander. So it could be both, but it also could be third-party energy, because this is also the sexual gladiator. So if there was something that you were in denial about, this could be in your romantic life as well. What I don't know won't hurt me. Well, it could. And then we have the Cancer energy here, which is talking about hidden illusions and secrets coming out with the full moon and new moon. We do happen to have a new moon coming in 2 days, so we're starting to feel that energy for sure. And it's also a total solar eclipse. So it's got a big impact to it. I did readings for each of the signs, and those are on my, there's a playlist, New Moon, Full Moon. If you want to check it out, you can check it out for more information about that. But this is talking about the moon energy, the hidden illusions and secrets, needing to use your intuition. And these three tend to come out with this when there's a new moon and a full moon. So again, I'm saying this card could be about tribe coming in for you, and it also could be about this energy that we're dealing with right here. We have the Magician, and this is where it changes, is when you come to a realization that you need to do something about this. Like you need to get into this Emperor energy and make a decision and decide what are you going to do, because otherwise you're going to get dragged down into this energy. And then we have the Libra energy. Interesting, because this is talking about being an adult, and being able to make commitments that last. So it can be talking about your romantic love life. And remember, I said this could be a third-party energy. These two cards both can be, and the Temptation. So there could have been something that happened in your love life, with your significant other, and that was a big part of it as well. So the Libra energy is saying maybe you weren't, you might have been really young when you got together and made that decision to, this is like when you're mature enough to get married and to be able to socialize as an adult and, anticipate a strong future instead of having all these limiting expectations about how things are supposed to be, and that everything's going to be perfect like it is in the romantic novels. That's not real life. There's going to be ups and downs in life, and being mature enough to deal with them, in a responsible way. We have, look at this, we have like this energy of having to learn that give and take. And I feel like the Taurus is the second sign in the zodiac. And, it's about learning at front, this is at the very earliest levels of how much to give and take in investments. So when you first start out when you're younger and you don't have as much life experience, a lot of times we have a tendency to hold back or to give too much. And this is talking about learning that give and take of how much time, money, energy are you going to invest before you realize, okay, this is not a fair exchange of energy. And toddlers are very, very lovable. And this is definitely the Pentacle energy. But it's saying that if you ask a toddler to share their favorite toy, they could throw like a temper tantrum and be like a bull in a china shop. So, and it also can be about being very stubborn in your ways. And, that energy also can be my way or the highway kind of energy with the energy of the Emperor. And we have the Hangman. So this being in this stuck energy, this is where it shifts, where you come out of isolation. And it's talking about, having learned that not every deal is meant to be taken. Not every relationship is meant to happen. that the hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge, and he's hanging upside down because he wants to gain a new perspective. And he wants to look at something from every angle before he takes action. And this is usually after you've learned not to be quite so naive or forgiving or that type of energy. It's like not making these big decisions without really looking into what's really going on. This is talking sometimes about, like, it's about having that balance between, you don't want to be hanging there forever, but you don't at the same time want to just impulsively move forward. And so the hangman energy can also talk about being stuck in an energy for a while or hanging around with people who are keeping you stuck. And I feel that's what we have going on here. It's having to make a big shift, maybe isolating yourself and from people. You can't, like, realizing you just have to cut the cords because they're damaging your life. And you know, it's painful to do it, but at the same time, it's kind of like you can't hang around with them anymore. And then we have the battles, not if you want to get what you want to, not if you want to move forward and be your best version of yourself. And so this is talking about having the courage to really look deep within yourself. What do you really want in life? Is there some leftover energy from your childhood that maybe you need to look at, like, and be, you know, be able to work on healing that so that you make really strong decisions and you don't stay in the toddler energy, learning about the give and take, but now you have the discernment so that when this offer comes up, you have the discernment to go get a good lawyer, you know, and have them look over that contract to make sure that the deal that you sign is the best deal that's going to give you this energy here. And what do we have at the top? The Hermit. So this is safe travels, taking your time. This is bottom line, just confirming what I said. We have the Hermit energy basically here as well. It's the Hermit in tarot is when you climb the mountain and to isolate and to be in an isolated stage like this. So I feel this is a decision that you, well, other people might have made this for you because of the way that things went. The way that it went was so bad that you had to cut them out of your life. And so you made that decision. It was difficult to do. The Hermit climbs the mountain to isolate, and he climbs up there because he knows a lot of these people won't be willing to climb that high to talk to him. And so he sits there with God on his own, and he waits until the lantern that he's holding is full of the north light and of the North Star, so that he's on his north node on his destined path, which is being at the top of his game, like the high level performance here. A really good decision to make. He doesn't come down until his rod is golden and he knows, okay, this is the action that I'm going to take. And I feel like this is talking about having to take that action. And so whatever has happened here, you made the right decision. You made strong choices. And I'm getting that it was very challenging for you to do. You had to really, you know, it was like, it was a really difficult decision to make because these were people that you cared about, but you chose yourself. And sometimes that's what you have to do. So I really do think this is really good energy. It's good advice. You know, it's kind of a sad story, but at the same time, it's like a really happy one because the result, we have the Magician here twice. And look at, we have the Magician up here and down here, saying that's when this situation changes, is when you bring your harvest in. And we're still going to hold reserve judgment over these three. All right. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for your time and energy, your likes, comments, shares, subscribes. I really do appreciate them all. And I'll be back with another reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now.